Hey everybody, it's Mary Claire Haver, creator and founder of the Galveston Diet, and I am so excited to come here today to tell you and show you our new Galveston Diet supplements that are here after months and months and months of testing and choosing the right products. So, you know, lots of people ask me about supplements. What should I take? How often should I take it? A supplement is meant to be exactly that, simply a supplement to a healthy diet. It is not meant to replace anything that you're missing. Your nutrition should come from whole food, okay? Now, that being said, there are things that, me included, there are things in our diet that we desperately need that are very, very beneficial to us, that we typically, even we try our best, are hard to meet the goals. And so the two things that I recommend, if you are not getting them on a regular basis, which is really hard to do, that I struggle with myself, are omega-3 with vitamin D and fiber supplement. So let's start with fiber. So if you are not using some kind of an app to track your food intake, I highly recommend it for several reasons. One, I think that using an app is like using cash instead of a credit card. You always know exactly what you're eating. You always have to be focused and pay attention. Otherwise, your eating will get away from you. As a nation, we underestimate our caloric intake by up to 50%. The average is about 20 to 25% that we underestimate how many calories we're actually eating. So keeping yourself responsible, writing down what you eat, tracking it in an app really helps you gain control back in your life and make you mindful about what you're eating. The other thing I love about using the app is it lets me track my macros, which I follow very closely. The third thing, which I think is very important, is it lets me track my micronutrients, not just my macronutrients. So I know if I'm getting enough fiber. I know if I'm getting enough iron. I know if I'm getting enough selenium, magnesium, vitamin B6, B12, all of those things that are so vitally important for all of us to have normal functioning in our bodies, okay? So one of the hugely important things that I believe in is fiber. It's very important to me because I have an uncle who died of colon cancer complications when he was 51 years old, so my age. He was the greatest man ever. He was diagnosed in his 40s, and he fought it for a few years and then eventually succumbed to the disease. Cancer runs in my family. I've talked about this before. I have multiple first cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, two brothers. So there is something genetic, and it runs on both sides, my mother and my father's side. So there's definitely something genetic that I've got a definite predisposition to cancer. So I am very cognizant of what can I do to decrease that risk, okay? I can't say I'll never get it, but if I do, I want to be in the best position I can to fight it nutritionally, and I want to know that I've done everything I can to avoid it as much as possible. So one of the things that we can do is make sure that we're getting 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day in our diet. 25 to 30 grams. That is a lot. That is hard to do. And if you're tracking, sorry. Hey, Katie. My dog went crazy. I'll be done in 5, okay? So that's even hard for me to do, who eats very clean and very whole. The Galveston Diet GDX fiber not only has regular fiber like what is in Metamucil, which is very inexpensive, it's psyllium husk. This one also has soluble fiber. So insoluble and soluble fiber both have extreme health benefits. It decreases your risk of colon cancer. It decreases your risk of polyps. It decreases your risk of constipation, of course. It also, the soluble fiber, levels your blood sugar, decreases your risk of diabetes, and in diabetics can lower the hemoglobin A1C just from making sure you have enough of that in your diet. Now, if you eat foods that contain lots of fiber and you're able to do this on your own, good for you, go for it, because those foods are probably also packed with other micronutrients and you're just overall more healthy. But if you're lacking, this is a great way to supplement. Now, Fiber can be difficult to take if you've never taken it. And so we've added a tiny bit of monk fruit. Okay, so that's why I don't use this until I break my fast, just for a little bit of sweetener and also a touch of orange flavor so that it's more palatable and easier to get down. 1 teaspoon, so our serving size is the scoop, okay? So the scoop has 8 grams of carbohydrates, but 6.3 of those are, or 6.9 of those are fiber. Okay, so dietary fiber 6.9 grams and 0.3 of added sugars. Protein 0.2. It has 23.4 milligrams of calcium and a 0.5 milligram of iron. So I love it because it does have the psyllium husk, which yes, you can get in Metamucil, but it also has mixed grains. We have buckwheat, millet, quinoa, amaranth, chia seed. Okay, so we're trying to get a little bit of omega-3 and get a really nice mixture of grains in there for the fiber to like have a broader exposure to the nutrients that are available. Apple fiber is also called apple pectin. That is a great source of the soluble fiber as well. It also has citric acid. It's got a little bit of orange in there to give it the flavor and the taste. A touch of stevia and monk fruit so that it is more palatable. So huge fan. If you've not done fiber supplement before, let me give you a word of warning. Your gut bacteria go a little bit crazy when you hit it with fiber for the first time. So you want to start slow. I would start with 1/2 teaspoon first, okay? And then slowly add more as your gut tolerates it. If you went with the whole serving and you've never done fiber supplement before, you will become bloated and distended and very, very uncomfortable. That happened to me before. It will pass, I promise. It takes about 2 weeks, to get used to it if you start full dose. And you'll be really distended and unhappy for that first week. Well, let me tell you, by the end of the second week, you'll be one happy camper when you go to the bathroom. I'm just going to leave it at that. So many insanely good health benefits, but again, you should try to get the bulk of your fiber from your diet. If you're tracking, then you can say, oh, I'm short 5-10 grams, whatever, then you can supplement with this. Second thing is our omega-3 plus vitamin D. We are vitamin D deficient as a nation. We're not getting enough. We've cut back on dairy, which has vitamin D added. We're also cutting back on sun exposure because of skin cancer. We're using sunscreen more religiously. We're staying out of the sun more conscientiously. We're using sun protection. That cuts down on vitamin D exposure. This is a great way to supplement it here. Our servings are going to be 4 soft gels. So this is a month's supply. And it has 50 micrograms, which I think is 2,000 international units of vitamin D. And it also has 2,000 milligrams, so 2 grams of fish oil per serving, which basically when you break that down of the EPA and DHA, for those of you who want to know, I think it's 800 of EPA and 600 of DHA, and then 150 of other omega-3s. So again, you should try to get your omega-3s from your diet. Oily fish are probably one of the best sources. Flax seeds, chia seeds are other sources. However, when you do your calculations, and I like Chronometer for this, it's a little bit better of a database for you to check your levels. Oh, yeah, Lori, I can show you the size of the pill. Hang on. It's a new bottle, so let me open it real quick. Now, this is marine. Comes from marine, it's fish oil, comes from marine sources, but it has been highly, highly, highly purified. No fishy aftertaste, no fish burps. Here's one. Okay. Give you an idea of how big they are. And you do take 4 in a serving. I took it with carbonated beverages so that I would have to belch, and just to make sure that it, I was testing it before I brought it to the world as one of mine. Yes, you can get other omega-3 over the counter, whatever. You can find other fiber. This one is highly, highly purified, no fish burps. It's very, very, very potent. It also has vitamin D added. For the amount that you get per serving, I priced it with Amazon. We're very, very competitive for this level of quality. And then for the fiber, again, when you add in the soluble fiber, the price does go up. Just psyllium husk, Metamucil, if you're just going to do that alone, but you are missing the blood sugar stabilization benefits when you take out the soluble fiber. And again, we've got amaranth, we've got quinoa, we've got all the other grains in here, millet, that are giving you extra nutrients and phytochemicals there to help you stay healthy. So super excited to bring these to the world. I will place the link in the comments below and also when I post this guy. But I just got my fresh order in. I had some before, but I actually placed an order myself and had them shipped to the house so that I could show you how they come. So this is each a month supply. They are packaged together at a discount if you want to get both. There's a $10 savings for both. And yeah. All right, guys, have a fabulous day. Stay healthy this weekend, and we'll chat soon.